Welcome back, people. This is No Decorum.
I'm Daniel.
I'm AJ.
Let's talk about GameStop.
Let's see what the cast of characters have done to our beloved Wall Street.
These nefarious individuals who... So what is the background here, AJ? What happened?
So what happened was these hedge funds, big hedge funds, they were betting against GameStop, which they call it a short.
Yep.
In other words, they are betting that the stock is going to collapse on its, because GameStop is, to tell the truth, is having trouble. I mean, they're about to close 400 plus stores. Their business is sort of a blockbuster type of business.
Yep, that's right.
It's a dying breed. I mean, it
Antiquated.
is. Yeah, I mean, most people that I know don't even go in GameStop. The people I'm talking about are my kids.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's downloaded directly to the console.
Yeah.
And there's no physical game to be had. So
yeah, there's no need for physical game. You don't have to go inside a store to buy this thing. So yeah, they were having trouble. So what happened was the big hedge funds noticed and they put a short contract on it that this stock is going to collapse.
Yep.
And the way the short works is you basically squeeze a company out of existence slowly.
It's a pretty cynical way to do business, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the free market.
Sure.
Market. I mean, you can GameStop. Nobody's stopping them from recovering.
Of course.
But what happens is when these hedge funds put a short notice on it, they, the way it looks in the market that the company is going to die. And so they're basically slowly squeezed out of capital markets. They don't, if they need a loan, it's very hard for them to get it because, the banks or the lenders think they are going to die.
There's no future there.
Yeah.
It's like a boa constrictor just squeezing it out. Yeah.
Slowly squeezing life out of them. So they bet and they thought they're going to win. But what happened?
Somebody had other plans, yeah. Perhaps Reddit?
Yeah, the Reddit,
idea.
these guys and, these characters that, the main media is calling them now.
Right.
That these were the bad people.
They want to say villains, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are the regular folks who got together. They said, we're gonna reverse the roles.
Instances, we weren't talking about the GameStop situation, that it was going to, quote unquote, end in tears. There are a lot of tears being felt throughout the business that you made your living in. And I'm curious to get your reaction to this notion of this uprising, a revolt, if you will, against the hedge fund community. The activity that took place in GameStop against some of the short funds, and just this general idea that we're sick and tired of watching hedge funds make all of this money, hedge fund managers make all of this money. Whenever they don't get money, the government bails them out. They crashed the banks, big banks crashed the system in 2008 and got bailed out, and the quote-unquote little guy got left holding the bag. I mean, how do you react to that?
The big boy is holding the bag to a degree as well. Listen, in 2008, Bernanke figured out he had to rescue the economy, which was going down the toilet. And he figured out the best way to rescue the economy is to create wealth, because wealth leads to consumption. And the best way to create wealth is to get the stock market up. The trouble with that is 80% of the stock is owned by 20% of the people. Okay, and so what they did subsequently is they created a negative real return environment for savings, so you had no reward for being prudent and saving money. And that's what we're doing now. We have a new administration in place. I did vote for President Biden. I felt I voted my values, not my pocketbook. But if you listen to what President Biden has to say, basically they're going to raise taxes on the individuals, they're going to raise taxes on corporations, they're going to raise the capital gains tax rate. It's not going to be user-friendly. you know, and but I don't know that they're going after hedge funds per se, but
well, there was definitely some of that, right? I mean, there was definitely some of that, and you could
listen,
see it
I've
in
been
the.
doing this for 55 years. I can tell you the short sellers, generally speaking, are more knowledgeable than the long players because they understand if you're wrong on a long, as it goes down, it becomes less of a problem in your portfolio. If you're wrong on a short, it becomes a bigger problem in your portfolio. So they tend to be very careful. They're very smart. And if I had to guess, I've never met him in my life. I've never spoken to him. But Gabe Plotkin will have turned out to be right in his view of GameStop. And the only surprise to me, to be honest with you, in GameStop is why they have not used this ridiculous price to raise some cheap capital as Elon Musk did in Tesla or the guy that converted his...
We're going to basically do what these people are doing and use it against them. So
Fight fire with fire.
Yeah. So they got together and start buying GameStop stock.
How many people was this?
I'm not sure, but it is. I mean, there has to be a lot because
Probably thousands.
I mean, at least hundreds. You know, so they got together and they reversed the tactics.
So
And
then the companies who were shorting the stock, what happened to them?
their stock went up.
Uh-oh.
They started buying it, and it went from $4 something to a high of 340 yesterday.
So what is the outcome of all this?
So what happened is these hedge funds lost big time.
Mm-hmm.
So when the stock doesn't collapse and it goes up, they lose money.
When you're betting, it's going to go down.
Yeah, when you're betting against, so they lost big time. There was rumors that hedge funds will go bankrupt. And there was a call out that they're going to need a bailout. When you take bets, they tell you, well, you took a bet and you lost.
Yep.
When these people take a bet, they expect to be bailed out.
Yeah. And now they're calling for regulation. Right?
They're calling for regulation. When they're doing the market manipulation, it's okay.
They want less regulation. They want no regulation.
They don't want any regulation. They say this is free market. Let it be. Now, when regular folks do it, they say, no, we need rules. Hey, these are the rules we have.
It's almost like they want two separate sets of rules for different people, right? And one for them and one for everyone else.
That's the case in everywhere.
Kind of like law.
Yeah.
It's weird, huh?
Yeah. Kind of like politics.
Kind of like politics.
Yeah, they want, Josh Hawley. When he was on the right side, he's saying everything is correct. Now he's the bad guy.
Yep. Imagine, how's that work, huh? But yeah, it's exactly what happens. So, yeah, they're getting a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah. GameStop stock is down today.
Okay.
But I think hedge funds got their ass kicked yesterday. That's for sure.
Did they close their positions?
They have to. They had to. They were getting their ass handed to them. So, and these people have moved on from GameStop to AMC, and let's see what happens there. They're also working on BlackBerry.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, it shows you how you could destabilize a market.
I mean, it is kind of scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
It can work both ways,
mm-hmm.
and we have seen it work the other way because we saw it in 2008. What happened? Economy collapsed,
mm-hmm.
and these were the people that were betting on these things, and we saw what happened. And at that time, regular folks were hurt.
Yep.
And this time, these big shots are getting their ass kicked.
Yep.
Basically.
They thought they were immune, but they're not.
And there's a story out that, some of these Reddit people were the victims of 2008 collapse because their parents lost their houses and businesses.
Wow.
and they actually suffered. So these,
Poetic justice, huh?
yeah.
Look at that. It was I was very patient, to wait this long.
They waited and they waited and they took their shot at the right time.
David and Goliath.
It's a David and Goliath story, and I like it.
Yeah, props to the Reddit folks. Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Hopefully, we can do the same thing in labor market. Everybody gets together.
That's right. General strikes.
Form a union,
Yeah.
and let's hand these CEOs their ass to them.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do.
So that's hopefully we can do that if people keep listening to us.
This is the remedy, folks, right here.